All right, for today's project, we just have something pretty simple. We've got some rust coming in here over the wheel well. Looks like we've got a couple of dents underneath, so we're going to have to clean up under there. And if you can kind of see, we've got a little bit of rust on this inside lip of the fender. Not all the way down, but enough that we're probably going to go ahead and treat it. Now, I'm not really worried about cosmetics here, so I'm going to go ahead and just wire brush this loose stuff off, make sure it's all nice and clean. And then we're going to go ahead and seal it up, and we're going to go ahead and paint it. So, like I say, I'm not really terribly concerned about it. I think what I'm probably going to do, if you watch that lip going all the way around the fender, I'm just going to go ahead and mask that off, and then I'm just going to paint it. And what I'm going to do here first is I'm going to do the Eastwood rust encapsulator, and I'm probably going to hit from behind, like up in here. If you can kind of see these two little dents right in here where something's pulled at that fender, but I'll hit in from this back side here, right in here. Make sure that all that's nice and covered so we don't have water getting through. All right, let's go to that next step. All right, here we go. We just wire brushed it. And yes, I realized that I wire brushed up a bunch of paint. I'm just trying to get all this scale. We just want to make sure that all of this is, any of the loose stuff is essentially gone, so that we don't have any issues getting that rust encapsulator right straight to the parts that we're starting to see that rust. So we've flaked off some of this paint. You'll notice that that kind of fender line, I'm real close to that. It's right about there. And it's pretty difficult to kind of tell. Maybe if I come back a little bit, you can kind of see where that line's at. And that's kind of where we're going to mask. But just kind of over that with a wire brush, and just to give you an idea. I mean, I just basically picked up, oh, sorry, we got a leaf there. The cheap wire brush, just from like Harbor Freight, that runs in your drill. I'm sure any drill-driven, grinder-driven wire brush would work just fine. You could probably even do a manual brush. I just didn't want to go through that trouble. So now we've got to do a little bit of wipe up and clean, and then we can do some sanding to prep for that paint to go all the way around the wheel arch. All right. So as you can see here, I've just gone ahead and masked around that body line. And like I say, I'm not terribly worried if this, as long as this passes a 10-foot test, I'm pretty darn happy. But you can get other automotive type of masking tape that's a little more flexible. With this, I just kind of tore out pieces here and there and kind of stacked on top. I should be okay for as thick as these paints are. And both of the two paints that I'm planning on putting over the top, the rust encapsulator from Eastwood and then the bed liner, spray-on bed liner, they're both black. You'll notice I did kind of stop here. We've got some of this plastic stuff that's kind of meant to protect the bottom part of the fender. It's still doing a good job. I'm just going to go ahead and mask that off. But I just wanted to kind of show you. We're going to mask this. And now we're going to hit it with just some 600 grit, just enough to give that paint something to bite to. So we're not digging through the paint, anything like that. We're not going down to bare metal. We're just going to dig this. But I just wanted to put that on there so that way I've got my mask there. If I do sand up into this, I'm just going to hit the tape. I'm not going to go up into the stuff that I don't want to get into. All right, next step. All right, now if your house is like my house, you have a best friend named Alexa who lives in the Amazon, and you're going to have a bunch of paper, just this thin paper. It's just like, almost like the paper that they used to make paper bags out of, right? And it's used for packaging in a lot of packages these days. Perfect for masking. Gives you a nice big roll in some big packages. And like I say, I'm not going to be spraying too aggressively. I'm just going to be working on these bits here, right? Scuffed it up with some 600 grit, just enough here. And like, if you take a look at that, just some nice scratches. I'm probably going to hit these areas again before I clean everything. But like I say, we're not going crazy. We've hit some stuff with the wire brush to get the scale off. We've scuffed into this top coat, and then I'm going to wipe this down with some oil and grease remover, and then we're going to go ahead and paint. But you can see, masking, like I say, we're just reusing this old packaged material. It works great. Just fantastic at what we need to do. gone ahead and taped off down below in this corner. That's that clear little clear bra, whatever protector right there on the bottom of that fender. That's looking really good. I'm not worried about that. So I'm just going to hit everything above it, right? All right, well, I'm going to keep scraping up this paint just a little bit more. There's a couple areas, I think right here, I'm not real happy with how deep that is. So I'm going to hit these areas just a little bit more. And like I say, just a 600 grit paper, nothing crazy. We're not going nuts. Okay, we've done a second coat. We've waited that 10 minutes. And just to give you an idea, I want to just kind of show you. You're going to see just a little bit of fingerprint there. That's what we're looking for according to the directions. Now, before we put a top coat on, we are supposed to wait 4 hours or 24 hours, up to 24 hours, not past 24 hours. If we go past 24 hours, we're going to have to actually scuff this and get it ready for top coat. So in my case, I'm not too terribly worried about that. I'm just going to go ahead and let this kind of tack overnight. I'm not going to be able to get to it before that, before that window is actually done today. I mean, just to give you an idea, it's about 6 o'clock here my time, which means it's going to be about 10 o'clock and it's going to be way too cold. One thing though, with this paint is it does tend to work well anywhere from 50 to 80 degrees. So even on a fall day like today, it's almost the end of October, it's still warm enough outside to do this. Probably still warm enough in your garage. In fact, if you have a little space heater, you could probably do it in your garage even when it's colder than it is right now outside. But I'm going to go ahead and hit this with one last coat, so that'll be a total of 3 for the rust encapsulator. And then I'm going to go ahead and hit it with a bed liner spray. And like I say, I'm not terribly worried about cosmetics. I'm mostly just worried about getting this stopped. I don't want this to continue to rust and to get all the way through the metal. Okay, gone ahead and hit it with that last one. We're gonna go ahead and let this sit, and I will join you guys tomorrow, and we will do the bed liner coating. See you soon. Well, there we go, folks. Final coat applied. So this is a total of 6 coats. We've got 3 coats of the epoxy-based rust encapsulator, and then we've got another 3 coats of the liner. So that's a total of 6 coats on this. So once this flashes, we're gonna go ahead and remove our masking and take a look and see how it turned out. Honestly though, from what I can see already, I'm pretty darn happy with the way that it looks. We've got a nice good coat on all of that. Looks like we're gonna be in really good shape. Super happy with that. And that should keep this from continuing. So, I mean, like I say, I know you can kind of tell that it's there. Definitely one of the things that I was looking at Eastwood's site just the other night, last night, after applying the rust encapsulator, you can do filler over stuff like this as well. So you could do like a body filler, and honestly, as shallow as this is, it'll look really good. Throw a little bit of body filler on there, just sand it real good, make it all nice and smooth, and it would look really great. Honestly, like I say, this honestly is a working truck for me. It does a lot of heavy duty hauling and stuff. I'm not really concerned about it having a little, some blemishes here and there. It doesn't have to look perfect. Maybe at some point I'll want to come back and do that. But right now for me, this honestly looks fantastic. I'm super stoked about this. I think that that's really going to keep that from rusting anymore on us. But like I say, we'll finish back up here in just a minute. We'll start pulling off that mask after it flashes this last coat and, see how that final result ends up looking. So just as I started to peel this, I noticed that bed liner, that's still on our tape, so we're safe. But I noticed that bed liner does kind of stretch and want to pull off. I'm not sure if it's just pulling off of the masking tape or if it's going to pull off the other paint. But honestly, I would probably, just because of what I'm seeing here, I would wait until that's completely cured. So I'm going to go ahead and do that before I pull off the final stuff. I'm going to keep safely removing the paper masking, but I think I'll leave that main tape line alone until that's fully cured.